Hi guys. So it is currently almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and I literally just woke up, so forgive me. I do have my 6 cups. Yeah, I tell people at work this is 6 cups of coffee. It is 6 cups of coffee. And it's delicious. So, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I have a couple things that I wanted to try out, and yeah. I'm just gonna hop right into it, because I have to leave in like an hour. So, the first thing I got from Target was L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. This is a silicone-based primer, and my only silicone-based primers that I have are the Ulta ones. And, these are, it's kind of tiny. I think it's supposed to be something for the Bobbi Brown Perfecting Base. I think it's supposed to be a dupe. I think. If I can get it out the box, that'd be nice. But yeah, I wanted to get another silicone-based primer because for some reason, sometimes my Ulta ones work, sometimes they don't. And I also want to try out a new foundation combo that, to my knowledge, I've never tried before. It's glued. Wonderful. There we go. Packaging. So this is what it looks like. It feels pretty heavy because it's glass. It's glass. So, which that's positive. You know. It was $13, I believe. $13, $14. So, having glass is very nice. So the two foundations I'm going to try today, they're not new. They're in my collection, but I wanted to see how they mix. I'm going to mix the Born This Way Too Faced foundation and the Maybelline 24... Sorry, my alarm. The 24-hour Superstay full coverage foundation. Now, my Born This Way foundation is water-based, but the second ingredient is cyclocyclonine, something like that, which is the first ingredient in this one. And I'm thinking because it's silicone, I could get away with this alone. That's what I want to test out. So I'm going to put this on first. Oh, I also, for my sponges, I didn't just wet them with water. I put 6+ on them to give me more of a dewy finish. And I did the same with my concealer sponge. So, that's what it looks like. It looks like a... Oh, that's so weird. Ooh. It feels like straight up silicone, which I was expecting. Duh, it's a silicone-based primer. But I mean, like, I thought it was going to be hard. Like, because it looked like it was, like, hard, not creamy grossness. I wasn't expecting it to be as soft. Whoa, that's weird. It has a weird... Oh, maybe that's my hands from a hand sanitizer, but that was... Man. Adding a little bit more to get my forehead. It does feel pretty good. It does feel good. I will keep trying it out, but on a first impressions, that's really good. It blurred out my pores. it really like flattened my skin out really smooth. Yeah, like right up in here, I don't even see my pores. That's cool. Also, why I'm doing this as early in the morning is because I'm getting ready to go to my other job. So I want to really test out how good this combination is for summer. Because summer's literally right around the corner. And also I'm almost out of this anyway, so. Okay. That should be enough. I'm just gonna mix it real quick. Now, the Born This Way is almost my exact shade, if not my exact shade. And the Maybelline one is just a tad bit darker, but then it oxidizes on me, so I don't really get a really good application, but it's a pretty good color match. I literally have so much on my hand right now. Oh my god. We start out with that. And then just for safe measure, put some on the sponge. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of foundation. Well, if I ever wanted full coverage, I know what combination to do now. I'm making sure my hand doesn't roll over because, I mean, this stuff is really liquidy. I think the only thing keeping it together is the Maybelline foundation. But so far, it's actually pretty good. I do need, oh god, my hair keeps getting in the way. Oh man. I actually do quite like how full coverage this is. And so far, it does layer nicely. My allergies are acting up, so if you hear me or my family in the background, that's why. Allergies where I live are awful. I think I just had just the perfect amount. That's actually really cool. I forgot to clean out the eye boogers from my eyes. Oh man. I think I got it. Well, the good thing about this is because I have so much foundation, I can just tap in and cover that mess up. Also in my last video, my most recent video of my Aquarius makeup, I didn't add the products to the list like I normally do of what I use in the video. I kind of ran out of time because I had already missed Wednesday, or I messed up on Wednesday. I didn't quite have the video up in time, so yeah. Okay. Alright. For concealer, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair because I'm fair. And this I know works with all of my foundations. I'm almost out of it. I'm debating on getting another one because I don't use it as often because I'm trying to use up my other ones. So I'm like, do I get one? Do I not get one? And I do quite like my L'Oreal one better. But to the same token, this is one of the most full coverage concealers I've ever used. So we'll see. I do get the creases of my nose. For those new, because I have been seeing a lot of new activity, welcome. I do the creases of my nose because for some reason some foundations just don't like, it's so weird. It shows my dry skin in the creases of my nose. And I've been watching videos on how to stop creasing and all that, and one of the tricks was putting concealer right by here and then putting powder over top, which I thought was genius. So then I started doing it and putting powder in, and it's actually very much helped my... Maybe take a little bit more foundation. It has very much helped my eyes and the creasing. The next one, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the shade Pale to highlight. Just a little bit. I am also thinking about getting some new sponges to try out because this one has like a giant hole in it. I was cleaning my brushes and I have like a silicone mat kind of thing where you can clean your brushes and it has all the different patterns to get all the dirt out. And I accidentally grabbed my sponge instead of my brush. And at the last minute, I scratched it and it did that. I really want to try that Morphe sponge that all the beauty gurus get. I'm kind of curious about it because it's the one with the flat edge, it kind of looks like the Ego Tools, like that, but it's super sharp. I want to try that because I feel like that would be really good for what I do under my eyes. I do bake. I will have to bake today because it's going to be hot. So, I'm using the Fenty Beauty powder in Lavender. This is my go-to. It's so good for my skin. And, it's one of the best powders that I've used for my under eyes in a hot minute, so. And I am going to get the creases out of under my eyes. I'm just going to put powder right underneath there. My jaw just popped, so if you hear that, it's basically my jaw's popping. My jaws have been known to pop for a while. At one point when I was younger, I had to get braces, and they had to remove my molars, and my molars were so large that on one part they had to cut into my gums. I think on just one of them, it was up here, and they had to cut so far into my gums just to get it out. But I'm sure, like, now that I look at it, I'm glad that they did that. Because now my biggest worry is wisdom teeth. You know, because those are a thing. And I have all 4 of mine. I am gonna lightly set my lids. Just ever so lightly. Because the new stuff that I'm putting on my eyes, I want them to be really bright. Well, you don't have to powder your lids in order to make these bright because they're liquid eyeshadows, but I just gave away what they are. But I do this because I have creasing so bad on my eyelids, and it's stupid crazy how much they crease. I am going more makeup shopping today, even though I don't need it. But because I have this channel, I want to be able to give kind of like first impressions or like really good reviews. Or like, you know, just in general, I just want to give really good reviews and start doing other things other than makeup. Just using whatever's anywhere to get this padded on. So, switching over to my face powder, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty powder in butter, which is the lighter tan. And I'm going to be putting this all over my face. these smell really good. These powders are like, it's like vanilla cupcake-ish. Okay. Cool. I'm actually super good on time, surprisingly. And, and sometimes what I do is I take some of this powder and I blend it right in between where the lavender is and where butter meets. Because sometimes I see people, they don't blend it and you kind of see like that weird white triangle where it's highlighted and then like you see the face, and I'm guilty of doing that too. But you know, it is what it is. Nobody expects it to happen. Some people are just in a rush and they don't realize it. And honestly, on some people, it actually looks really good. Okay. I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. Okay. Putting some of my stuff away while I let this sit a minute, because I'm going to be using ItsMyRAYERAYE palette for the transitions and the darkening. And then I'm going to be using my new liquid highlight, or liquid eyeshadows for the eyes. So while we wait, I'm going to move you out over a little bit and I'll put these away. So there we go. I don't know how to really like start with this, but basically I love doing my makeup. I do. And it's just become really expensive recently. This is kind of like a heart to heart. But long story short, my other job has cut hours. And luckily, I've been fortunate enough to get more hours now than what I was. But even so, it's really tough. And so I'm probably going to be doing more reviews for a little while than actual makeup tutorials. I mean, I'll still be doing makeup tutorials, but I'll just use the stuff that I already have here because I have so much of it. And yeah. Even though I went to Target and got some of the stuff, like, some of them are dupes of expensive items, some of them are not, which is sad. I'm actually going to use the other one. I'm going to use this brow product. Sorry. So, yeah. I have a couple of ideas other than makeup tutorials that I can do. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to do the best that I can, even though I can't afford it. But, whatevs, you know. It's not a lot you can do. It's money, you know. It is what it is. So, I'm going to brush all this stuff off. And I did get a few new subscribers, so for those of you who did subscribe, thank you. I do try to keep a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule. Hint, try. It's very difficult because I have to sit down and record. This is actually, I'm recording this on Saturday, on a Saturday, which I normally do after I'm off work. But since I wanted to do this wear test, I'm doing it now, obviously. So, let me see if I can find me a brush to do something cool with. Now, I'm trying to keep this the transition neutral, because the idea that I have is actually pretty wicked. Like, it's wicked. So, I need to find a brush that isn't dirty. Okay. Well, I'll use this. Fine. It's cool. It's fine. It's okay. Alright. So, for my transition shade, I'm going to be using Pancake, which is this one, the second one. These pull very dark on me. I don't even think this was made for someone with a lighter skin tone. But because I have powder on, it doesn't have as much it's not as vivid, which is saving me a lot. I don't believe these have fallout, but if they do, it's fine. I'll just wipe it away. I do have a little bit of powder on underneath, so. Oh. For some reason, when I set stuff with powder, it seems to be patchy. Which I know for a fact that these aren't. They're actually quite pigmented. It's just for some reason, I guess the powder kind of like cakes up and it has them skip. Okay. I don't know how I want to do this. Okay. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm going to take Mousse, which is a darker shade of Pancake. Just by a tiny bit. And put this more deeper in the crease. And possibly a little bit on the outer V. By like a hair. Sometimes I look up just to get really deep into that crease. So I kind of like tilt my head back and just kind of blend it into the crease. I have a tiny bit of fallout, but going back in with Pancake, and I'm blending it a little higher. There we go. I might need to fix this edge here. Okay. Now, I'm taking a little bit of Nudist, which is a little darker of a skin tone of mine. and I'm going to put that on the brush. And I'm just lightly going to blend Pancake. Just very lightly. I mean, like, I'm like this, and I'm very lightly blending it. Because I want no harsh edges. And then I may need to go back in and just lightly, just a light dusting over where it was. And then just wiping off my brush on my hand. And just gently blending it so I don't have harsh edges. Okay, so that's it as far as transition. Oh, it's 4:30. Oh boy. My makeup routines take a while because I do both eyes. Even if it was just one eye, it'd probably be around 45 minutes. Okay, so for my eyeshadow, my lid, however you want to say it, I'm going to try out the Starlight Studio Mythical Liquid Lid Eyeshadow. This is the blue one. This one really caught my eye. It's called Out of the Sea. Yeah, I'm going to try this out. Ever since Stila came out with those magnificent metals, the Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows, people have been trying to dupe them. I think the closest person who's done it is Milani and Pure. Now, I've never heard of this brand before. This is new to me. I saw it at Target and I was like, ooh, new. So, I'm going to try this out. It feels like a cheaper version of Stila's plastic. But it just, the plastic itself, like where this is super, like, soft. Super smooth, super sleek. Just like the Stila one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blue, like, halfway and over. And I'm going to leave just a little tiny bit of room in the inner corner. Okay. Oh, there we go. Had a plastic sticker on it that I didn't see. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It has a different doe foot applicator. It's like slanted. It's not silicone or anything. But it's the fuzzy one. Okay. Alright. It is pretty sheer. I will say that. I don't know how I feel about these. These look very sheer, or very pigmented on first application, and then they kind of sheer out. Which I'm not a fan of. I mean, I can go back in and fix it. Like, see, I screwed up on this side. It says add 1 layer. I'm adding 2 layers now to really get what I want. These are hard to work with, but I can say these are definitely not dupes for the Stila Magnificent Metals. These are kind of more, these are difficult to work with, and they're not as pigmented, which it's very difficult to dupe those, the Stila ones, because they're so popular. So I'm going to use the gold. This is gold coin. I'm going to use the gold and put that in my inner corner. And by the way, this packaging does not look like it's well put together. Like, it's uneven. I don't know if you can see that, but it's uneven. Sometimes you gotta use your teeth. For real. It's very uneven, very hard to get in. And the doe foot applicator that it shows on the front is not what it looks like in the bottle. Okay, are you gonna let me in? There we go. But these are definitely not any dupes to Stila. They're very sheer, and you have to layer them up. I mean, they're pretty, but you have to layer them up. And with the Stila ones, it's like 1 pigment and you're good. Or 1 swipe and you're good, because they're so pigmented. Get another drink of coffee. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, see, like, it's completely bare until the very tip. That's so weird. Okay. See, like, now it's mixing with the blue. Which, in a way, is a blessing, and in a way, it's not. Let me get one of these and just wipe it off. Yeah, I don't like how those mix together. I don't mind about in the center. See, now I can't get the gold to show up on. Yeah, it's just not as pigmented as... Okay. I don't like that gold. So what I'm going to do Just put some of my powders away, so I gotta kind of turn it all the way in there. And I'm gonna take Gold Goddess, which is my Stila one. And I'm gonna use that instead. Yeah. See, like that worked out so much better. And it's unfortunate that I don't have a blue version of this. Because if I did, this would be so much prettier. I mean, that looks a lot better. I am gonna go and try and reinforce this blue. I really don't have time for this, but I feel like this is ridiculous. I guess it expects you to blend out the edges. Let me see. Oh man, this looks terrible. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna take the Anastasia pencil. I'm gonna use the shorter end, and I'm gonna blend out these edges and see what happens. Okay, I may have spoke too soon. It does work. Excuse me. It does work. It just doesn't work to the extent that I like, personally. So, they are right when you put these on, you do blend them out. You do blend out the edges with a brush. That's just not the look that I personally like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the ItsMyRAYERAYE palette. I'm going to use Mousse, which is the darker brown. And what I'm going to do is use that shadow to blend it a little bit and make it not look so choppy. I am going just a little bit in that inner corner because I really want the gold to pop. I am going in the outer V with Mousse, and that seems to deepen the blue a little, so it does give that definition look. And then I'm going back in with Pancake and blending that over top of everything and doing little touch-ups here and there where I need to. Okay, then going back in with Nudist, which is the very lightest shade, in the palette. My throat is very sore. And I guess I'll do underneath the lash line. Okay, first, I need to get rid of this fallout. There's not a lot of it. Thank you. Jesus, there's not a lot of it. And just for the bottoms, I am going to go in with mousse. I'm only going to keep it to one color under the eyes for this look, because I have a feeling that it's just not going to look good with two, like where I do a lighter shade and then do the darker shade. I just have a bad feeling about it, so I am going to use mousse under my eyes. I am going to leave the inner corner a little open. And I am going to go in with Nudist to blend it, because you see how harsh that is, and I don't want it that harsh. So I'm just going to go right underneath it and blend it. Yep, that's it. That's just about how that's as perfect as you can get as far as underneath your eyes. Okay, so we have that over with. For brows, I'm using the Total Temptation Maybelline eyebrow definer. I haven't used this one in a hot minute, so I'm going to use this one. I'm just lightly going over it and blending. I do really enjoy how my eyebrows came out this past time that I did them. It actually makes it a lot easier for me to like draw out my eyebrow and to see where my eyebrow actually is instead of going by the brow hairs, because there were so many grouped like right under here that I couldn't really see what I was doing. I'm going to take the spoolie from here and blend it. I'm going to bring in, I think today I'm going to bring in this brow a little more. Normally it's way far back, but I have a feeling today just to bring it in closer. I don't know why. I just randomly have that feeling that I need to bring it in a little closer. I'm going to take a bigger spoolie, a thinner one, and I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more to these brows, because that circle one is really good for the front end, but not towards the back. There we go. Much better. Okay. For mascara, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara. I actually do enjoy this mascara. It by no means replaces my Bad Gal Bang mascara, because this one, I like the mechanic of it. like where it bends and everything, which helps me get to my inner lashes. But the formula is just way off than what I'm used to. So it's a lot more, it's wet, but to me it's just too wet. And that's something I don't like in my mascaras. So, I don't know. I'm just very particular about mascara. It does make everything quite pretty. And super flirty. And it does separate my eyelashes very well. And as I was saying, it does bend, so I'm able to kind of get right in those inner corner lashes. Had extra stuff on it. Sugar. Oh, it's like a huge clump. Wait. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have long eyelashes anyway. But I don't know. I mean, they look really pretty. I really like the mechanic of it, of having it bend and everything, but the formula, I don't know. That was my stomach growling, if you heard that. I have 10 minutes. It's fine. So, another thing is, I don't have natural light to show you guys what this looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ring light and show you that way. Okay, for blush, I'm using the Rimmel Maxi blush. I was going to go out and get new blushes, like individual blushes, but I've been loving this one so much, I don't want to. And this is like the perfect shade for me. Like, these are not too pigmented like my other one is. My other, my palette are. My palettes, as far as my powder one, is very pigmented. Like, you don't need a lot, but it shows up chalky, which I don't like about them. I mean, they're super pigmented and they last all day long. When I was in school, those blushes lasted me over 16 hours. Yeah, so, you know, like, those blushes used to last me all day long, and now it's like, I've come more gravitated to that one, or the Milani one. Going in with butter bronzer, which is my usual. This does have a massive hole in it. I was gonna try another bronzer. Like, some people have told me the Hoola Light bronzer is actually really pretty. I might get that. I might get the new pure one that Raw Christy Beauty talks about. She really enjoys that one. And on camera, the tone of it is kind of like what I'm looking for. And so, I really want to go and try that out. If they have it in stores, because some Ultas are different than other ones. So, okay, for highlighter, I'm using the Morphe 510. This has been my new way of applying highlighter. I had it for a while, and then I stopped, and now I'm back into it. So I'm going in and just putting it on. It could be why this isn't showing up is because I don't have a lot on there, because I have to go around the edges. But it is very pretty. I just personally, with this brush, it's so hard to clean because it's not synthetic, it's natural hair. And I've already had so much happen to it. I mean, look at this poor baby. Like, when it was new, it was not fanned out like this. And I have no idea how to clean it. Like, it just won't clean the way I need it to. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. My synthetic brushes are a lot easier to clean, which is why I tend to pull more synthetic. Okay, I'm going in with Star Island, which is my other OFRA highlighter. This one I might have better luck with because it's actually full. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that helped a lot. I figure I lay back on the highlighter for a while and just keep it very light, especially with this look. Okay, now I'm going to take some of Star Island on my pinky, and I'm going to put it where we left that space, or where I left that space. I still have that eye booger by my eyeball. It's not coming out, so I'll just let it be. I'll just put more highlighter on it. There we go. I think I do want to go back in with my Clinique's brush and do a little bit more because I feel like that's not going to be enough. I'll just take a light bit and just gently go over top. This is just more dense. I'm gonna go back in with Glazed Donut. Why not? I was going to keep it gentle, and it is still very gentle to what I usually do. I'm just going to very lightly over this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. Now, we have that done. Drinking more coffee. I'm almost done. Oh, that was so good. Okay. Now I am going to exfoliate my lips with the Jeffree Star lip scrub. It tastes so good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Kind of butthole lips. But that's okay. I'm gonna take some of my Palmer lip balm, the coconut oil formula. I'm gonna put that on my lips. Kind of get rid of the rest of that foundation-y thing. I don't mind having foundation around my lips. It's my inner lips, part of my lips, that I don't like. For some reason. There we go. Super soft. And for my lipstick, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Matte Ink. I don't know which one to use because they're both really pretty. But for today, because of my eyes, I may use Loyalist. Yeah, Loyalist. Which is the lightest shade, I believe. And I'm just going to use this because it's super pretty. Okay. It isn't exactly perfect, but it's good for right now because I'm out of time. I'm out of time. So, for setting spray, I'm using the Urban Decay Chill. And I'm just gonna and then as a little glow, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Dewy Set. Ooh, some of that got in my eye. That does not feel nice. I do have my fan next to me. Let me just... Yeah, it works. I could actually go back to sleep. Let me not do that. Yeah, some of that got into my eyes. That is not fun. Okay, so here's what it looks like. The glitter is kind of fading on the blue. We'll see how it wears. I'm not really a big fan of it right now. But we'll see how it goes. Right now it's like really glossy, like it's getting ready to melt off my face. Yeah, see that highlight? Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's it. It was kind of like a little thing. Everything should be up soon as far as my zodiac signs. So, you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.